Hello people, welcome to another episode of Iron Fist Mining. It's Memorial Weekend. Thanks to all the troops and stuff for the service that they rendered for the country, and today we kind of appreciate you. So rather than out being a drunk loser, I'm out here digging up some shiny. Not at my usual spot, as you can clearly see. At the upstream spot, and a lot of people have been digging out here. But since it's so far away, I rode all the way out here, I might as well dig, but dig, 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 dig. You dig it? These guys are high banking. I've always found more gold in an active water system as the gold flow continues. So you're better off in finding it, because once you dig it out of here, the gold flow stops. Done, 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 and it's less because this is higher than the lowest point, which this is flowing. Now, you can also be like the guys up in the hills where they go over here to dig in this stuff, the extreme high bank. But from there up is dirt. You don't have like this good looking material that's here, aquarium rock looking stuff. You have to go through a lot of this mud to get to it. I mean, it's in there. You can see it here, little bitty stuff, but you gotta go through all that dirt. All this dirt, 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 dirt. So it's kind of a waste of your time. You might find bigger pieces there, but you gotta get down to that level before you start finding better stuff. So why not dig right here? Anyway, it doesn't look like they got out here in the water. They're not digging too much in the water. Except right there. Somebody was digging. Anyway, I may or may not find something, but if I do, we'll know. And they were digging right there, right before my sluice. In case some of you don't get how this works, there's a space underneath this screen for the smaller material that gets classified to fall down. Go underneath that deck, which the rocks just, if I get a rock in there, it tumbles out instead of getting in the sluice, and all the gold gets caught underneath that. There's a gap about that much ish underneath there, about an inch, maybe two, and then I got a little pyramid shaped dam at the ass end to help slow it down in case the gold gets blown, because I'm using quite a bit of current to make this all work. If you did this with your normal sluice and threw dirt in there, just wash out the back. Anyway, every time I've come here, I've found good gold right here on this edge. And again, because it's the lowest point that comes from that corner up there and shoots down underneath this tree and stuff. So, I'm going to dig there, see what I find. May not find anything. I don't know. Let's see what I get. So there's after the first hour. There is gold still here, and it just goes to show you, as long as you know where to look, you're going to find the stuff that other people are leaving behind. And I got some good chunk. The light down here sucks, so it's really hard to show you. Try to fan this out a little so you can see some of the bigger pieces. I did catch some fine stuff. I ran it a little fast, so I think I'm going to slow it down, or try to. It's just a little bit fast, but if you control your flow, you'll tend to get a decent amount of gold. I'm not really happy with that. Where I dug was on my back. Over in here on the lighter side. And after I broke through this hard rock barrier, it was about like that deep, I found this big pocket of sand down there. There's a big pocket of clay right here. It was just clogging up my sucker, so I think what I'm going to try to do is do more of this center channel. And it's making it kind of easy for me to feed because the sluice is right there. So let's see what I can do about directing some of this water away from going through here so fast, because I think I'm blowing it out. I mean, it took like 10 minutes to shake that out. So, back to digging and sweating, babies. Alright, another hour later, I moved over a little bit and I got a little bit more, which I kind of like, because I got some big chunks in there. Not too bad. It's not a lot though. I think with this water being low, a lot of it's getting it's not getting washed down. It's just sticking out there, you know. But it's more than I would have got from my other spot, and I did slow it down and caught a lot more fine gold. While I'm thinking of it, some tips I can give some of you guys. You can see a big pile of sand right there. That white strip that's in the sun. That's a lighter gauge material. Now, as you can see, let me go up here where the rock bar starts. I didn't come up. I can't even run the sluice in here. I'd like to come higher up, but I just can't run the sluice. This is the leading edge of this rock bar. Back in the day, it came through here and went over this rocky area. As deposits came in, these stones and stuff, they pile up, and this material in between here, this is what I look for. It has to have big rocks and this material in there. The big rocks, what I'm calling big rocks, should be at least that size, if not bigger, which they do get bigger on this bar as you go down and then into the sand. But that's how I detect it. Now you can see out here, the material gets really light. There isn't a lot of rocks. I might just come over here and scoop this stuff out with my bucket and dump it in the sluice, because it's really easy to just channel it. Anyway, but as time went on, the creek went from here and slowly went this way and pushed down and carved into this lighter material that's in the side. All of this is coming from all of that. That's why some people like to high bank. They'll dig in there and catch the gold before it even gets in the water. But that's where it's all coming from, is in there. But there's a ton of mud, as you can see it clouding up the water. Lots of fool's gold, but there's all the material. I just like taking it out of here because all that muddy crap is blown off already. Getting attacked by mosquitoes. But as you can see, if I don't disturb the water too much, sandy, 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 and look what starts happening. The rocks start building up. And as it pushes into it, it makes like a little dam, and it causes it to carve these low points. And that's where you want to look. See how the rocks got bigger? Less of that sandy material in between it, and more of the big rocks. Some of the gold comes from within the stones as they're being battered about in the water. Anyway, that's how I find it. The further down you go, once you hit the sand, no gold. So you have to keep going, going, going until you find another rock bar deposit. In the banks and deposits come from Italian words, banco. That's where we get our terms from. It was the Italians and Romans. At least for the banking system. Anyway, we dug a pretty good strip. It doesn't look like it's that deep, but I'm shoving my spiders and bugs all over me. I'm shoving my hand dredge down as far as I can get it, so it's actually 2 feet down. That's just the shit sitting on the top. So I'm getting all that chunk stuff. This place is deeper than the place I go down at the other spot. But it does produce pretty good gold. You just got to really dig your ass off to get it. Like right there, that's about 4 feet deep. It'd be up to my chest. And I've also noticed out here when I get into these bright red plumes of dirt, mud on the bottom, that's where the good gold is. If I start seeing gray plumes of clay, it's usually not that great. So I'm going to put that in there. A little bit of gold. Keep on going maybe one more time. Before I show you what I got for the third cleanup, I'm going to show you how I got it. These rocks right here were all from the tailings. That's why they're all clean. And the water was level with that. I don't know if that's going to show up with all those rocks. Anyway, I used the bucket like I was telling you. I didn't do it up there. I came over here and ran a pan And these are what I call bleeders on the side, where you got an angle, and the material just bleeds out of the side and kind of deposits on the bottom. So I just went up with the bucket and scooped it. I got about 20, 25, maybe 30 buckets worth before I stopped. And this is what I got. That's quite a bit of gold, dude. Dudettes and people. Gonna try to show you the gold. Not a lot of chunk, but there's a lot of gold in there. I'll get it to the end for you. See the big old thumbnail. It's pretty big. It's quite a lot of gold. I'm not sure how long it took me. I'd have to look at my little clock thing. It was 10:30 when I started again. And now it's 12:12. So I did it for a while. Kind of tired. Don't think I'm going to keep going. Let me scoop that up and I'll give you an epilogue. I almost forgot to show the daily total. It's not too bad. Came down at 9, so 9 to 12. 3 hours worth of digging. Stupid lighting. There's a lot of gold in there. Pile, pile, pile. I got a little bitty pile of gold, of gold, of gold. And a dumb rock. Yeah, that's not bad at all. Ding, 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 ding. Baby, baby. Dang, this is as long as my finger. It's not bad at all. Goes from there all the way over to here. So, let me put this stuff up and then I'll talk to you. Yeah, okay, so the epilogue. What can I tell you that I haven't already said? You gotta chase the gold. You gotta move a lot of dirt. Get there. Primarily, you want to follow these rock bars. That's the most important thing. If the current's strong enough to move material like this and pile it up, then there's a good bet that it's also pushing gold. And you have to have a nice mix of this sandy material too. Like I said, when you get to the edge and all this light sand starts showing up, that's pretty much the ass end of it. You're not really going to get it. You tell people driving in down here, peeling out, tearing shit up. That's what makes it a problem, and they're driving across. But here's, at this edge, you don't find it anymore. It's just in that little bitty strip. So, you gotta know where to look. These guys are coming down here digging up, tearing up everything, trying to find it. Figure out that it's hard work, so they quit. That's why they stop, because of where they're digging. You're not going to catch gold in the areas that they're looking at. This spot over here too is another good example. It's just a big sand wash. A little pit that fish hang out in. There's no rocks in there. If you don't have a lot of rocks in there, there's a chance you'll find some gold in the lower areas. But more times than not, you ain't going to get it. This area kind of rises up, and where it goes down in there would be a good spot, but you can see this channel maybe. That's where I was going after it, in the deepest parts. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? When you shake your pan out, the gold goes to the deepest part. So, the river isn't anything more than a sluice or a pan, essentially. There's these squirrels out here running, jumping through these trees, just freaking me out, man. I keep thinking there's something coming to get me. But, me to you, you to me, this big old pile of rocks I made in that hole over there, I got twice as much gold just shoveling up the side, like I was showing you, than I did digging in the hole. So, this is how it rolls here. Got to adapt, overcome. I usually do the best by my third pan anyway. I'm going to kind of flatten out my spot so I don't leave a big old trace of there was somebody there. Leave them wondering. Like a nice little diversion thing. I always do this every time I leave. You gotta start filling your holes if you're gonna tear stuff up. Fish appreciate them. A little spot to chill out. There you go. Leave that little runner right there. I didn't find any crystals. I found one piece of quartz with some needles of tourmaline in it. I'm going to start shaping some of my stones. We'll see how they turn out. But that's in the future. Now, people, I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of my Memorial Day weekend. Hope you guys do the same. There were some girls down here earlier, but they saw me and bailed. I scared them. Anyway, yeah, go out. Go do something. Hang out with my dog. I don't know. Get out of this bad light. There goes a squirrel. Squirrel. Ah, you're not going to see it on the camera. Trust me, they're everywhere through here. Jumping around like Tarzan. Alright, people. Thanks for tuning in and watching Iron Fist Mining. Hope it was helpful. I am out of here on the Mule of Doom.